All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning or afternoon if you're watching this later. It's Jill from Vitalia Strongsville, and it's Tuesday, so that means it's time to relax. It's time to meditate. It's time to let go of all the stuff that's going on just for the 30 minutes that we're together. And hopefully, through this practice every week, you are able to maybe let go a little longer, maybe let go of all that stress for the entire day or for the entire week instead of just the time we're together. Speaking of which, today I want to talk about stress. So, we all know that stress is one of the leading causes to diseases. It causes health issues, heart issues, lung issues, cancers, and you know, it if we hold this chronic stress in our bodies, it can cause so many more issues. So we need to start with helping ourselves deal with our stress, trying to get rid of some of that stress or relieve some of it, so it's not so often or so chronic. And we can do that with a little bit of movement. We can do it with meditation, yoga, self-care, is easy as taking a bath or getting a massage or turning off all devices, all TVs, all radios, and just be in silence, maybe sitting and reading a book. Just those moments that we can take time to be at peace. Maybe it's going outside and just sitting out. Maybe it's going for a walk. That's always a good one. Or getting out in nature, which some of us can't do all the time, but they're easy and they're cheap and they're free, and we should take advantage of that. But sometimes we don't. Instead, we sit in our stress and we sit in the pain that it's causing in our bodies and in our minds and in our lives, and we don't do anything to prevent it or to relieve it. I'm guilty as charged sometimes in that. I'd rather curl up and crawl into bed or cry it out instead of sweat and exercise and or take time to find peace sometimes. But I know when I do find those little moments of relief, whether it's through, again, taking a walk, being outside, breathing, meditating, I know I always feel better afterwards. It's just getting yourself to do it. So today we're going to take a little trip through breathing and visualization to relieve some of that stress. Of course, we're going to move into some movement to start, to get some of that stress moved around as well. So I want everyone to start by sitting up tall in our chairs. We are first going to move a little bit. Again, stress is mostly held in your neck, in your shoulders, in your upper back, in your lower back, in your hips. And a lot of emotions can also be stored there. So if we're feeling, sadness or discontent, that might be, held more in our back. Our chest might be tight because of heartache and pain, or, who knows why and where and when. But science says that, of course, we hold our emotions physically manifesting into all these places that causes us that pain. I think we talked about that last week a little bit. So let's start to move a little bit here. We're going to start with the neck, just taking our ears to our shoulders. So take a little bend over, drop one ear towards one shoulder, and see and feel just the tightness in the neck. Mine's been acting up a lot lately. Just take a few breaths here. See if you can loosen that up a little bit. And then go ahead and slowly switch sides. Oof. This side is much tighter than the other side for me. So again, feel all of that tension and tightness. It probably starts behind the ear and comes all the way down into the shoulder if you're feeling a lot of tightness and tension. So again, a few deep breaths, just hold that stretch. See how far you can drop your ear to your shoulder. Good, and again, switch sides, nice and slowly. Know where the tension's coming from the back of the ear, down the neck, into the shoulder, maybe back into the shoulder blade. And then again, slowly up and over to the other side. All right, come on back to the center. We're going to drop our chin to our chest and kind of look down at our lap, but don't fold forward. We're just moving the head and the neck here. So look down towards the lap, drop your chin, feel the stretch through the back of your neck. And again, depending on how tight and tense you are, you might just feel it in the neck. You might feel it all the way down to the center between the shoulder blades. And take a few deep breaths. Good. And come on back to center, and then let the head fall back a little bit. Open the throat. Good. And then come on back to center again. Let's take those shoulders around forward and start to move all of that. So again, all connected. Head down into the face, the neck, the shoulders, the back. Got some movement here to loosen up. And backwards, take those shoulders around and back. Here's some cracking and creaking back there. Crunching. Good. And then come back to center. Let's see if we can make those circles bigger. So take the arms up and around. And again, backwards. Only go as high as it feels good for your shoulders. Maybe start to feel some warmth there. My shoulders feel a little warm. Just moving them a little bit like this. All right. Arms at your sides, let's just take them up and down, kind of like you're flying. Again, you can take them as high as you'd like or keep them low, shoulder height, whatever feels good. Good. Bring the arms down, bring both hands to one side of your chair or your lap, and let's twist over one shoulder. Stretch out the back. And then take it to the other side, grab onto your chair, your lap, and twist. Good. Come on back to center. And we are going to sit in our chair and just kind of fold forward a little bit and come back up. Little bends from the hip, loosening up that lower back. Good. One more time. Maybe fold a little bit further. And slowly come back up. Disappeared there for a minute. Good. So make sure you're nice and loose, and we're ready to sink into our guided meditation. So again, we want to sit up nice and tall in our chair, and then we want to sink back and relax. Let your shoulders sink back into the back of your chair if you have a higher back chair. Maybe even drop the head back if you have that support. Let the arms rest on the armchairs or onto your lap, and let everything loosen. So again, we're going to go through this body realization from the top of our head to the tips of our fingers and our toes, and feel where we're holding stress and tension. And we're going to try to feel as if we're letting some of that go, as if we're breathing it away, as if we're relaxing each and every muscle, each and every cell, the bones, the joints, letting all of that be released. So again, sit back in your chairs, let your eyes gently close. And let's take a moment to connect with our breath. So just start with your natural breathing right now, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Feel that gentle rhythm. And you might even begin to count in your mind as you inhale and exhale. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4. So kind of find that rhythm. Maybe it's a 3 count. Maybe you have a wider lung span and you can breathe for 5 seconds or 6 or even more. So just breathe as you naturally would, but see how that count relates to the inhale and exhale and try to match it. So if you're breathing 4 in, try to breathe 4 out. Don't try to breathe in 4 and then only breathe out 3. We want to keep it consistent. So again, one more time, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try to continue to do that, but this time we're going to add 2 moments where we're just holding the breath for the count. So we're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the lungs 2, 3, 4. Now breathe out 2, 3, 4, and then hold the lungs empty for 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. And again, hold 2, 3, 4. Good. One more time. Let's do that. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Lungs are filled. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. And hold the lungs empty for 2, 3, and 4. And take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And then return back to your natural breath as we begin to move through the body, starting at the crown of your head, very tip top. Notice any tension and tightness that's sitting here. Notice the muscles in the head, if they're clenching, if you have a headache, if you feel tightness. And as you breathe, begin to relax those muscles in the head. Feel as if the muscles are just kind of loosening over the crown of the head. Move down into the forehead and notice if you're crunching your eyebrows. Your forehead feels tense, and then try to loosen that up. As you breathe, feel the forehead loosen, the brow loosen. And going down into the eyes, notice if you're squinting or holding the nose or the eyes close, and try to release and let go of that. Let the wrinkles unwrinkle and allow the skin to fall. And the cheeks, notice if you're clenching in your mouth, in your jaw, and allow the cheeks and the chin and the jaw to relax. And move down into the neck and into the throat. Notice the back of the neck and the tightness that's being held there. Notice the sides of the neck. Notice the throat and anything that you're feeling here. Maybe that tension and tightness is just words sitting here, or things you want to say, or things you shouldn't have said. Allow that all to relax. All the tension go from the neck and the throat. And move down into the shoulders. Feel the tension and tightness that is sitting here. And then start to release. Slowly letting go of the muscles, the tops of the shoulders, the joint of the shoulder, into the back and the shoulder blades. Everything is loose. Everything is relaxed. You feel as if they're sinking down. Move into the chest, the heart, and the upper torso. Notice the clenching, the tightness here. And as you exhale, feel that release of tension. Let go of the tension in the chest. Let go of the feeling of stress at the heart center. Breathe it away. And feel the arms, the arm muscles, the joints of the elbows, the forearms, the wrists. Notice any pain or tension that is being held there. And as you breathe, allow those parts of the body to loosen and release. Relax the arms. Relax the wrists. Moving into the hands. Feel the parts of your hands that are tight and tense, that are arthritic, the joints, the fingers, the webbing between the fingers. Every part of the hand, the top, the palm. Feel all the tension and tightness that you hold in your hands, and then as you breathe, allow the hands to relax. Let them feel loose and heavy. Relax the hands. And coming into the belly, the navel, the groin, and the lower back as it goes around the body. A lot of tension and tightness is held here. A lot of heaviness. Sometimes we are not eating properly and we feel almost as if there is a brick sitting in our stomachs. Notice what you're holding here in this area. And then try to soften those muscles in the lower back, in the belly, in the groin. And moving down into those hips. It's where we hold a lot of stress and tension. Feel the hips, the joint of the hip, the buttocks as it comes around to the back. As you breathe, allow that to release. Allow it to soften, relaxing the hips, relaxing the lower back, relaxing the muscles in the buttocks, which is one of the biggest muscles in the body. Let it go. Unclench. Moving down into the tops of the legs, the thighs, the hamstrings, the knees. Another place where we hold a lot of tightness and tension and pain. Moving down the lower leg to the ankle. Feel the legs heavy. Release that tension. Let them feel loose. Release effort in the legs and breathe. Moving into the ankle joint and the foot, the top of the foot, the bottom of the feet where we hold all of our weight. Our feet keep us going, keep us upright, and we put so much pressure on them. So feel the bottoms of the feet and where they're sore and tense. Feel the toes. Again, maybe some arthritis in there, all the joints of the toes, the webbing between the toes. And allow the ankles and the feet to relax. And feel them light as a feather. Relax the feet. And then starting at the tips of the toes, take a deep inhale and feel all of that energy moving up slowly through the body from the feet to the bottoms of the legs and the knees and the upper legs, and the hips, the belly, the chest, the fingers and the arms and the shoulders, the neck to the top of the head. Let that inhale come all the way up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, feel almost as a waterfall coming over you, washing away all that tension and tightness, coming down from the crown of the head into the face, to the neck, to the shoulders, to the chest, to the arms, the fingers, the hands, the belly, the legs, the feet. And again, inhale from the tips of the toes, energy all the way up through the body till you get to the crown of the head. Slowly draw it up. And once you reach the top of the head, exhale again and cleanse. Let it all go. And one more time, letting go of any last little bit of stress. Tips of the toes, breathe up through the legs, through the hips, through the torso, the throat and face, the crown of the head. Bring all of that goodness, all of that oxygen, all of that energy. And as you exhale from the crown of the head, back down the body, let go. Let go of every single muscle, every joint, every ligament, everything that's clenched and tight and tense. Breathe it away to the tips of the toes. And then return back to your natural breath. And feel again your body light and free from all of that tension. Notice in your mind how you felt when you started this practice, how your body felt, where the tension was. And notice where you are now, how you feel now, how the body has changed just by breathing and visualizing the stress leaving your body. Remember that stress is the leading cause to many diseases. It's even the lead cause of death. Not only that disease, not getting cancer and heart disease and all of those things, but also, depression and anxiety and suicide and all of those things that stress causes. So many issues in people's lives. It might cause abuse of alcohol and drugs. It might cause, other bad habits that we might take on, which makes us feel worse and causes other problems. So, first step, get rid of the stress. And then maybe that will lead to a happier and healthier life. We don't have to worry about getting all of those other things that might be harder to get rid of. We start here. Start to wake up. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Continue that feeling of lightness in the body and in the mind. Give your head a little rock from side to side as we awaken. And then come back up to a nice seated position, sitting up tall again in your chair. And let your hands come together at your heart. And in this moment, feel free of all the stress that you've been holding on to. Maybe it's just for this 30 minutes that you were able to let go of it. But as you move into the rest of your day and into the rest of your week, try to continue to let go of that stress. And in moments where you feel stressed again and agitated and clenched, sit down, breathe, scan your body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes and back up with a few breaths and see if you can soften that stress that comes in. Thank you all for joining me today. As always, I enjoy spending my time with you. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next Tuesday.